The issue of same-sex marriage back in the spotlight in Ohio will hear from Ohio State students with strong opinions on the matter. And students getting what Urban Meyer calls a once-in-a-lifetime chance will show you what the head coach was talking about.
It was awesome.
All that and more in this week's Lantern Webcast. Thank you for joining us. I'm Matt Edwards. In 2004, Ohioans voted down the right for same-sex couples to marry, but now the issue is being revisited, and Ohio State students aren't shying away with their opinions. With more, we take you to Kayla Strayer.
As soon as next year, Ohio could become the 10th state to allow for same-sex marriages. The Ohio Ballot Board recently approved a proposed amendment brought by Freedom to Marry Ohio. While the amendment would allow for gay couples to marry, it also gives religious institutions the right to not recognize those unions.
What we think is that any religious institution should be able to decide whether to perform a marriage or not. And we think a religious institution should be able to decide whether they recognize a marriage in the performance of their religious duties. What we don't think is that a religious institution, say Mount Carmel Hospital or University of Dayton, that's doing what we call secular activities can discriminate against people in those secular activities. So we think that it needs to be written in a way to protect those rights for the LGBT community.
The campus community tells the Lantern their opinion on the issue.
I think it would be good for Ohio because I think that there should be a right to choice. I mean, personally, I'm not gay, I'm straight, so I mean, although I don't follow that lifestyle, I still believe in the right to choose what you want to do.
My opinion is that it's their choice and that if they want to be in that relationship, that's up to them, and I don't think other people should have to get involved.
I feel like it's a good thing for Ohio to do. I mean, we can't really, it's their relationship. If it's what they want to do, then let it be that way.
For me, I believe it's wrong, I must say. The reason why I say it's wrong, one, it's because, one, it's against my religion, and it's against my belief. And I just don't think it is morally normal. It's abnormal.
The CEO of Freedom to Marry Ohio, Mary Jo Kilroy, says her group plans to place the issue on next year's ballot. The students comment on whether they would vote for same-sex marriage rights in Ohio.
I would vote for it, and I would hope that other people would vote for it as well, just because, like I said earlier, like if you love someone, then you should be able to marry them.
I would vote for it to pass. I would hope that many students would vote for that. I mean, it's what makes people happy. If that's their choice, then we don't really have the right to say no to it.
I don't think I will vote for it. I don't think my friends will. If they do, it's their own opinion. So, but just based on me, I would not vote for it because I don't believe it's right.
For continued coverage on this issue, go to thelantern.com. Reporting for The Lantern, I'm Kayla Strayer.
Thank you, Kayla. Unexpected rain put a damper on a new tradition at Ohio State last weekend, forcing students to make a quick change of plans. Katie Higgins was at the event and found out it wasn't that bad of a situation after all.
Students planned on watching the Buckeyes practice in the shoe all week, but Mother Nature had different plans, forcing students and fans to watch the Bucks practice in the Woody Hayes Athletic Center, which for some turned out to be a pleasant surprise.
I was hoping to go into the shoe and give a tour around, but I think this was actually a lot better. Normally you won't be able to get access to this building at all unless it's some special occasion, and well, today happens to be the special occasion.
But some weren't as enthusiastic about the change of location.
I'm disappointed it's not in the shoe because I think it would have been much cooler to watch them on the actual field and be able to go down there. But I think it's really cool that we're this close to the football team because we haven't really been able to do this before.
I don't know how many times people get to come in here and see the Woody Hayes practice and all the banners and all that. So there's definitely something to be said about not being at the shoe, but this way people are dry and they get to see a facility they might not have seen otherwise.
And the man who was most excited about the event might have been Urban Meyer.
It was awesome. I mean, all the negative crap and stuff that you hear and read, and what about this, what about this? You know what? I saw a bunch of students out there with their fellow classmates enjoying a great day of practice, doing something that maybe we'll do it again here every year. And I watched the faces on those students, because they were, from me to you, they could block one of those field goals. So next year I'm going to have one of those students kick a field goal. And, but I mean, isn't that good? That's good stuff. To see, those kids will remember that the rest of their life.
Reporting for The Lantern, I'm Katie Higgins.
Thanks, Katie. Buckeye football hasn't been played at Ohio Stadium since November. That, of course, will change on Saturday when the Buckeyes play their first spring game under new head coach Urban Meyer. With the latest on the biggest game on campus until fall, here's Justine Boggs.
Thanks, Matt. The spring game will kick off this Saturday with 20 players who are injured or out because of sickness. Head coach Urban Meyer said he's been in worse off shape before a spring game, and he is confident in his team.
We won't be near full strength, but I think we'll have enough to, our offensive line and D-line is your concerns. We have some young players and walk-ons and some guys that are fighting for spots playing backers, so we'll be fine for the spring game. I'm actually pleased. I've been in much worse situations for a spring game.
Meyer said the ball will be thrown a lot, but he doesn't know if it will be caught.
It's going to be very exciting for the fans. I know. A lot of throwing.
Exactly. If there's a lot of catching, the ball will be thrown a lot. I don't know if it's going to be caught a lot. That's the evaluation part.
But the ultimate goal of the spring game is to fill the stadium and to get players ready for that game day atmosphere.
And I've been fortunate to coach in some of these big spring game atmospheres, and there's nothing like it. It's priceless. You can't simulate that in the indoor or out in the practice field, and that's performance in the stadium in front of a big crowd. So I'm really anxious to see them do it.
Reporting for the Lantern, I'm Justine Boggs.
Thank you, Justine. Of course, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for all the news regarding the spring game, as well as everything else happening here on campus. For all of us here at the Lantern staff, I'm Matt Edwards. Thank you for joining us.